Hello everyone, I'm doing a live video on how to create some very simple manifestation and blessing a candle. Doesn't have to be expensive at all. Basically, I went to the Dollar Tree store today and found this really inexpensive dollar candle. It's specifically for the Anahata chakra, but we can use this also for prosperity and abundance. So the first step to blessing a sacred candle and cleansing it is to use something very simple. I'm using some alcohol here. It's wintergreen mixed with water and lavender. And the first step, before we even create a sacred candle, is to cleanse the candle, because we don't know how many other people have been handling this candle. And of course, everyone carries a different energy and tone. We do not know how many different people have been, touching and holding this beautiful candle before I even get to use it. So first step is just a few squirts of some rubbing alcohol. My favorite is to use wintergreen because it smells so wonderful. So I typically use distilled water, wintergreen, and lavender essential oil to cleanse sacred space. Next step is we like to use fire. So I'm going to actually light a little bit of sage here. It's kind of awkward because I've got to use two hands, one for this camera and one to hold my sage leaf. So let's see what I could do here. Darn, it's not wanting to light. Come on, light. Well, this might take a while. Well, anyway, what I can do is actually grab another little lighter that I have, which is probably going to be a lot better. But this is one of my altars that I have in my space. And I will just basically hope and pray that this lighter works better. It's giving me some trouble too. All right, I got light, I got fire, which is wonderful for creating some candle magic. Doesn't have to be lit all the way, it's just a little bit of smoke. And what you want to do is you want to circle the candle with some of this smoke. You want to cleanse the candle with smoke. And then once you're done cleansing your candle, I'm not going to demonstrate here how I use Reiki, but you set the candle with an intention. So whatever your intention is, whether it's prosperity, greater health, more work opportunities, you hold this candle and you concentrate and focus and meditate on what your goals are. Then you want to actually set it in the center of a plate filled with sea salt. All of this is sea salt. Kind of helps get rid of negative energy. And over here is leftover candle that I have left over from one of my previous abundance candles. So when I do decide to light this candle tonight, I'm going to add little pieces of the old wax into this new candle. Now, as far as creating something special, you can use anything you want, from kind of like herbs like dried rose petals and rosemary. I like to do full rosebud petals. I also like to use dried roses that I could find at any Chinese grocery store. And I'm also very keen on using lavender petals. And over here is a bag of rosemary. I don't use the whole bag. I just use a little pinch. And so what you want to do is put a little bit of honey around the perimeter, the very edge of your glass. Just a hint, like I'll show you what to do here. Just want to do a little hint on the sides so that, you know, it can hold some of these herbs in place, right? And you want to make sure that the oil, you know, whether or not you decide to use a drop of essential oil in your candle, like rosemary essential oil or amber essential oil, or maybe you want to use a hint of spearmint or peppermint oil. Just remember that if you use too much oil, it's going to be bad for the wick and your candle will not burn properly. So make sure that before you pour anything into your wax, you make sure that it's not anywhere near the wick, because then your candle will not burn properly. And make sure that when you do put herbs in your candle, you put it close to the side of the glass. I'll show you. All right, so I'm using just a hint of lavender. Don't put it too close to the wick. If you do that, your candle flame is going to burn too high and it's going to be kind of dangerous. You can also use a hint of gold metallic sand or silver metallic sand. And for fun, you can use just a hint of normal glitter to make your candle look prettier. But whenever you do add any kind of ingredients to your candle, try to avoid the wick area. Because if these herbs were to get in direct contact with the wick, you're gonna get that flame way too high. It's gonna burn out too fast and be potentially dangerous, and you don't want a fire hazard. Trust me. Usually I tend not to leave candles burning unattended. So if you have animals and pets and they might knock over your candle, you may want to blow out your candle or snuff it out with a spoon or a professional snuffer, just to make sure that your pets don't knock over your candle and create a fire hazard in your home. Another thing that you can do to add abundance to a prosperity candle is to use something like cinnamon and all types of like different herbs like bay leaves. And you can look up and research this on the internet. Maybe just use 1 or 2 ingredients that really specifically call to you. And this is my short little video. You can get creative. You can choose different colors. But green tends to be the very best color when it comes to attracting prosperity. Usually these candles are even more powerful if you light them during the new moon. So this is the end of my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.